At the 100 People Foundation, we set out to meet people around the world who are changing lives with solar energy.
Being an astronaut was something I wanted to do since I was a kid. I was 8 years old watching the first Apollo moon landing, and that's kind of where it all started. I spent 15 years at NASA and had the opportunity to fly 4 times in space, including my most recent mission as the commander of the International Space Station. When I started at NASA in 1990, we were pretty much doing the American program, the Russians were doing their thing, and then in the early to mid-90s when we started working together, I think there was a lot of skepticism on both sides. And I have to admit that I was one of the skeptics.
3, 2, 1.
From the perspective of space, you look down at the Earth and it really takes your breath away. The International Space Station was created to be the premier microgravity laboratory, and what that means is that it's a place where you can do scientific experiments in space. How do things develop? How do biological systems react to that environment? How do they develop differently? Those are experiments that you can't do on the ground because there's gravity. But a laboratory needs support. You need power to not just do the experiments, but also run the space station. And all of this power is supplied by solar energy. If you look at the space station, you see the solar arrays. Those are all collecting energy from the sun to convert it into electricity. During an orbit, half your orbit generally is in sunlight and half of it is in shade. And so when you're on the sun side, you're charging your batteries. And then when you're in the darkness, you're discharging your batteries and using the power that you store during your sunlight pass. My partner Salazhan Sharipov took this picture, and it shows me in a Russian spacesuit with one of the solar arrays attached to the International Space Station. Technology keeps moving forward. And in the future, I think what we'll see are constellations of solar satellites. We could actually create the solar power and then beam it back down to the Earth to collection points. You can think of those as your substations and distribute those to homes and businesses. I had to learn the Russian language for this mission. The cosmonauts had to learn English, and we literally got to learn each other's cultures. I came around 180 degrees and became a big believer in working together in space.